Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel, and today we will illustrate how to make the quilted bustier as seen on the thumbnail. This is actually the trend of the moment, so let's get on to it. Alright, here I have my pattern drafted on a small scale. Please, this is for an illustration, so I would advise that you draft it first before transferring it to your fabric. Okay, so here is it here, and I transferred it already, and I cut, and that is the center front as I'm showing you. And you will need your laminate bra foam as seen on the picture. So you will use this pattern paper to cut out exactly what you have for your laminate. You don't add allowance to the laminate bra foam. Then another thing I would advise that you should do is while cutting it on your fabric, normally we add half an inch sewing allowance, but I advise you use 1 inch to avoid any shortage that may result from creating the quilt. So I said you should use a laminate bra foam instead of a wadding. This bra wadding I'm using is just for an illustration though. Laminate foam creates the wave we want to achieve better. And please don't put the side allowance of 0.5. It should just be on your main fabric. And laminate foam doesn't have a gum like your wadding, so you can use a fabric gum to glue it to your fabric, or you sew it around just the way we used to do. On the center front too, I added 1 inch. Remember, this is a small scale for illustration. I added 1 inch instead of the half an inch. All right, now we create the line for the quilting, and I just want to start from the center and create a center line. Then on the side, look at what I'm doing. I'm measuring 1 inch gap each. You can use 0.5, that will be more beautiful. So I'm marking the same 1 inch on the sides. So when you're done, you do the same thing for the other side, and I'm done. Then I'll go ahead and connect it. For this pattern, you have to be creative. You just do you. Be creative. You can choose to do it straight away. However you pattern you want the lines to follow, that's your choice. So when I'm done with this, I will do the same thing on the side piece. Making sure that everything is spread evenly. So you can see I went downwards for this, but however you want it, please just be creative. Go any direction you want. If you even want spiral, that's still beautiful. You can go spiral. If you want just circle, if you want triangle, if you want rectangle, just do you. Be creative. That's why we are here. So I'm done creating my lines. And then another thing is, you can use a matching thread, or you can use a contrasting thread, just to make it more beautiful and colorful. However, then I'll start from the middle to sew. This is where the quilting starts. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm looping it already instead of cutting out the other one and fixing it again. This one just makes the work faster, by sewing in a loop. Then look at what I'm doing for this one. I will sew. When I get to the center, I will raise my foot and tilt it, then continue. All right, then I'll cut it out again, and the loop continues. It makes the work faster. So these lines, this is a decorative line. In fashion, it is called a decorative line. A style, it's not just there for a function, a particular function. It's there to make to add beauty. While sewing, you need to take note that you gave allowance on the side, so you work with that in mind. Then if you notice, there are some gallops on this because I didn't really iron it well. If you're in Nigeria, you will understand. Prepaid meter, we are trying to save up, but of course if you're working with your actual fabric, please iron it very well. So you notice the gallop it forms, the wave it formed, that is the quilting for this one. And if I were to be using a laminate bra foam, just like I mentioned earlier, you would observe the wave, like the up and down, the gallop movement, and it looks so beautiful. But this one, I'm using a bra wadding just as an illustration. I've already mentioned that. Please use a laminate bra foam, you would enjoy it. All right, so when you are done, you now get your pattern paper, place on it, and then you give just half an inch sewing allowance and trim out the excess. Now you understand why I said you should draft it on a pattern, and also you should add 1 inch extra allowance, because after doing this quilting something might change, so you can now place your pattern paper and cut what you need, adding just half an inch. So yeah, it's a beautiful creation you may want to try out next. And if you enjoy watching this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share. Bye.